What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Thursday, March 9th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all very much. Hope everybody's doing outstanding. Welcome to this Thursday. And also, happy birthday to Miss Sophia Sady. It is her birthday, so happy birthday to the Pisces, Sophia. And let's jump into the horoscope. Well. Sun's going to come 19 degrees of Pisces, getting closer and closer to that annual Sun-Neptune conjunction, and, getting closer to the square to Mars, which ironically will come on Tuesday with a Moon in Sag, T-squaring all that energy. So there is this big build-up to that third quarter square coming off a full moon and really trying to align things, find balance, harmony, beauty. Still kind of a confusing place with the moon in Libra and all this Pisces energy, Mercury, our mind, our thoughts, and Saturn now in Pisces, trying to define the undefinable in many ways, but also karmically clear cycles and situations. We're just in between. We're trying to find the sweet spot, but what is the sweet spot? I think we just really have to just flow. We have to have compassion. We have to understand people as best we can, and that's going to be hard with the moon in Libra because it's opposing Jupiter, Chiron, and Venus today. And it's also disposited by that Venus, and Jupiter, Chiron are getting close to their conjunction, and they haven't conjuncted since 26 degrees of Aquarius back in 2009. So it's been quite some time that those two have met. Moon's trying to see the beauty, trying to come into alignment in our lives and in our personal lives and with relationships. And it can be hard because there is definitely going to be one-sided energy, whether it's ourself or whether we're noticing it in other people. A lot of, our beliefs about the way we're going in life, our identities are going through a sacrificial moment, if you will, and we're having to sacrifice to a more compassionate spiritual place, and maybe not so, just defined by some ego that have to have these big desires. Pluto at 29, Capricorn, these desires to reach the top, or South Node in Scorpio, these just deep, passionate, like, I'm gonna get this. So it's hard because people can be really overly, I want this in my life. Maybe it differs from what you want. Maybe it differs from what they want. We got to find some sweet spot here and not get too emotionally worked up if there's odds, if we're at odds end. The moon's going to finish off the day with a trine over to Mars. We also are seeing Venus and Mars in their sextile, which is very nice. Definitely trying to soften the edges a little bit, show us that we can understand this opposing energy if we're able to express ourselves, to learn from each other. Whether we believe what someone else is doing or whether they believe what we're doing, to be able to debate it, to be able to express ourselves is very powerful. So we want to express ourselves as best we can, trying to be fair, holding that compassion, being able to see that we're all connected, even though we could be doing something completely different from somebody else. It's okay. We all have a subjective truth, a subjective identity. That's actually beautiful. And the more we can realize that, the better off we're going to be, the better we're going to do. And it might not be, so weird. But I think that that's the lessons that we learn with a day like this, is that you can find alignment by balancing certain things. What somebody else wants, what you want, how can we negotiate, how can we try our best to understand the vision of somebody else, the emotions of somebody else. And that, presents challenges of its own. But nothing has to be so one-sided, not at one size fits all. This is definitely a time where there is no such thing as one size fits all. Even if you buy the one size fits all hat, usually doesn't fit great in my experience. There's just no rhyme or reason for many of the ways that life can be playing out right now, except it's trying to have us sacrifice ourselves in some way to be more encompassing of the totality of everything. And depending on situations in life, that can feel like a big shift on the scales of justice in our lives. And for others, I think it can feel more natural and being able to identify with something more that connects us all so that we're not all so different or also lost or just feeling like every decision is going to lead to some undoing. Some will, some won't. Some things are meant to come undone. That's the thing with Saturn and Pisces in the 12th too, is like some things are meant to unravel. They're not meant to make it another cycle through the 12 signs. So we have to come to our own balance point of understanding that there's so much more that's pulling chords, strings in our lives, and it's perfectly okay to accept someone else if they're doing something different. It's perfectly okay to accept yourself for doing something different, but to realize that that's helping the collective evolve is just by recognizing we're all trying to figure this out. We all have wounds. We all think we know something, and then very often we find out we don't. But the identification of new values is very potent right now. And that can bring a truth that can really make something special happen. So, hope that's helpful. And pull some cards. King of Pentacles in reverse. You know, it's just hard right now. We can feel like we have to be really stubborn when really we don't. We can feel like it's in a confusing place of trying to find what to create. But really there's something there. It's just maybe not what we thought. Again, it's almost like if we think we know, we don't know right now. That doesn't mean we can't manifest. It's just showing us new potential ways to do it, but we almost have to be willing to surrender and sacrifice so many of our beliefs and identification of what we thought was the big thing. Could all be changing. 4 of Cups in reverse. Not wanting to look at how beautiful everything is and that there's always something special or a gift being presented to us in our lives, and we have to be able to see that gift and not stray that from the fact that there's always something trying to come in and show us something or prod us in the right direction. We can just get grumpy, and fired up because we feel like nothing's meeting us halfway. But are we really meeting ourselves halfway? Are we meeting the universe halfway? Maybe it's just about kind of looking and seeing like, oh yeah, there is something that's showing up. I need to listen to that feeling so that I can get back on my throne of manifestation power. And the Hangman. That's Neptune's card. Here we are. Very Neptunian times. We could be feeling really hung up right now. Really confused. Really stuck. Maybe like a feeling of like quicksand. But that's the thing with quicksand, right? Is the more you struggle, the more I'm going to get out, the faster you sink. And that's where it can get very difficult in life right now, is you can think there's just something that has to be done. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe you have to sit with yourself and be hung up for a second. That'll give you the clarity and give you the enlightenment and kind of show you the vision of where things can go. Maybe we need to take a chill pill, let the universe work its magic instead of thinking we have to come to some big decision right now. We're kind of just warming up to where things are going, and that's perfectly okay. You're not going to be hung up forever. But apparently right now, the only way to see the gift from the universe and to get back into a powerful place in our physical is by really connecting with the spiritual. And that makes a lot of sense for the energy that is happening right now. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Thursday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.